Good Monday afternoon, everyone. I'm Fox 19 Now, First Alert Meteorologist Brad Maushart here from the Streaming Center on what looks to be a busy Monday. We saw a really nice holiday weekend. It was really hot outside. If you were out and about the last couple days, though, the one thing you didn't see a whole lot of was rainfall. Hopefully most of you stayed nice and dry outside. I know on Friday we had a few of those downpours, one of which was right over downtown. I said about 98% of us would stay dry. I meant by area, not population. Because it seemed like, just about everybody here downtown got wet for about 30 minutes, and then we dried back off for the rest of the night. Overall, nice night for the fireworks, nice weather, for much of the weekend. Like I said, just a little steamy out there this past weekend. We hit 90 degrees again yesterday. Today, though, we're going to struggle to get in the mid-80s. We will have, some better storm chances rolling on in today. That'll keep us just a little bit more seasonable in the temperature department. And each of the next 8 days, if you include today, running all the way through next Monday, no more 90s in there. But with that, a good amount of storm activity heading through this forecast. Let's show you our weather number of the day today, and that is 104 degrees. This is the all-time hottest temperature recorded, not for Cincinnati, but for the international airport. Cincinnati's had multiple reporting sites over the years for official temperatures. At one point, it was downtown. And now it's obviously over at the international airport. So since the 50s or 60s, I forget the exact date off the top of my head. I probably should have looked that up. But anyway, the warmest temperature we have seen was 104 degrees. We hit it back-to-back days on July the 6th and the 7th, including today being the 7th, if you didn't know, 104 degrees. Altogether, at the international airport in 2012, we had 6 days of 100-degree plus heat. And you're thinking like, oh, wow, that doesn't seem like a lot. We haven't hit 100 degrees since. It was 6 in 1 year, and we have not hit 100 degrees yet since. The last day was in 2012. That'll be later in the month. It was also in July. That is the fourth highest number overall in Cincinnati. The highest number was back in 1936. Again, different reporting site at that point. That was a little closer to downtown, where temperatures generally can get a little bit warmer down here. Close to downtown, and that was, again, 12 days of 100-degree plus heat back in 1936. So, warmest temperature ever at the international airport. That record was set today and yesterday. The most at CVG, I should also say, there was 12 in 1936 overall for the city. The most days of 90-degree plus, or I said 100-degree plus heat was at the international airport. That was 7 in 1988. That was a more recent record there for that. That's also on the graphic. So, let's talk about today. Enough of the history. Let's talk about the future. 84 degrees outside. That's where we are right now at the International Airport. Things warming up quick. This is a live look at the Clovernook Country Club there. Nobody golfing, but it is a nice day. Maybe they're closed on Mondays. I don't know. Nice day. It's a little warm outside. You can see some slightly cooler temperatures there centered up to our northwest. Batesville, Richmond, upper 70s to low 80s. The reason being is they're seeing some clouds trickle in up that way with a cold front. Or as this time of the year I like to call them, slightly cooler than hot fronts. It's not going to cool us down all that much, but it will provide a good rain chance and keep temperatures just a little bit more seasonable. And like I said, with a chance of rain each and every day the next 8 days, including today, that means that we are going to see more seasonable temperatures here for the stretch ahead. No questions just yet. That's always great. We have a few downpours already trying to pop up. I'll zoom in on those in a second. Portions of Warren and Clinton County, but the cold front itself is still well up to the northwest where those clouds are a little bit thicker. You can see that line just now trying to get developed there across central Indiana. There are some storms southwest of Terre Haute we'll keep an eye on, and we have to keep an eye on the skies today anyway because there is a marginal risk for severe weather this afternoon, running all the way from Maine back down into the Great Plains, the upper plains there from portions of North Dakota, Minnesota, all the way back down into Colorado. That's where the best chance for severe weather is today. The cold front that we are going to be experiencing will have just enough energy with it that we could see a strong storm or two here. It's a marginal risk. It's a 1 out of 5. It's a low-end threat, but it is not a zero threat. So just stay weather aware. Any severe storms that develop this afternoon have the potential to cause some damaging wind. Something to keep an eye on as we work our way through the afternoon. Now, I think our best idea of timing, you still have, most spots. Like I said, we do have a few showers. Let me go ahead and hop back to that. We'll get back over here and I'll show you what's going on. Maybe. There we go. Let's do this. We do have some showers already popping up across the area, if it loads. If it loads. If it loads. It's going to be one of those days, huh? Happy Monday after your long holiday weekend. Oh, I know what's going on. The Wilmington radar's down. That's perfect. Great timing. The Wilmington radar is down. That would be explaining why there's nothing showing up. Let me turn that off and see what else I can get to pop up. So this is all the way from Indy, so it's not going to be the best look we can have in Clinton County where the radar site is, but at least it gives us an idea of some of the storms that are out there. There is one lightning strike right now. Maybe I'll just throw the composite up and call it a day. Let's just do that. There we go. A little better look at what's going on across the area. Hopefully they can get that up and fixed. I haven't looked to see. Maybe I can check that out and see if they have an estimate on when that radar is going to be back up for this afternoon, hopefully. Let's take a look and see what they have to say. Until 1600 Z, 12. Well, it should be up soon because that would be noon. So they're doing some maintenance, so that should be back up soon. Hopefully, they're with the Wilmington radar site. Either way, I digress. A few storms popping up already, but the better chances are going to be today between about 3 o'clock and midnight. That's our window as this cold front slides on through, or slightly cooler than hot front, to get any kind of storms to pop up. And you can see it here on our high-resolution model. 3 to 4 o'clock, again, some stray storms, similar to what we're seeing outside right now, but likely nothing strong or severe. But look what happens between 4 to 5 o'clock. Storms start to erupt with that cold front. Some of these storms, especially around and southeast of downtown, that looks like to be the best chance right now to see those storms more widespread and more intense as that front slides on down, just based on timing. We're going to wade through 7 to 8 o'clock. Again, Reds game, they're in town, first of 4 with Miami. Here, can't rule out a rain delay if you're headed to that game, but don't cancel the plans. We'll see some dry time for that. Things start to fall apart a little closer to 10 o'clock. That'll be because the sun will set. These storms will lose a little bit of their energy, and they'll begin to fall apart. And then by the overnight hours, we deal with our next threat, which will be some pesky fog. Tomorrow morning, there could be some dense fog outside to start your Tuesday. Expect some slowdowns out there. Mostly dry start to the day, but there will be at least that chance for some dense fog, especially around and south of downtown, just behind the front tomorrow morning. At times, visibility less than a mile. You know how that goes for the morning. We're going to wait in the afternoon. It's just a slim chance for a storm. Most of the rain chances will be early tomorrow, and then we'll dry back out. Tuesday looks pretty good. Wednesday gets off to a dry start, but the later we get in the day Wednesday, again, daytime heating, rinse and repeat, we'll see another chance for storms. Each and every day of this forecast, there will be a storm threat. Nothing particularly widespread or strong most days, but enough that you'll probably want to keep the umbrella close by as we head through this week. What it will do is keep the temperatures down. We don't have any 90s the next 8 days. We're talking mid to upper 80s at best when we see better storm chances like Wednesday and Thursday, more so the mid 80s. Where we're seeing a little drier weather Tuesday, that'll be a warmer day at 87. Here we go through another round of models. There's Wednesday. Again, dry time, no washouts out there, but the best chance for storms on Wednesday looks to be generally around and south of town. Thursday looks to be more widespread over downtown altogether, but still some dry time mixed in. And then for Friday and Saturday, just some spotty storms. Friday's chances, again, just a little bit through the day. Nothing, that sticks out as it's going to be a morning or an evening threat or anything, but something to keep an eye on there. But just a slim chance on Friday. And then Saturday, again, this far out, these models are not high res, right? They can't pinpoint individual storms. So I know it looks like it's pretty widespread on the screen, but it is not going to be a washout for Saturday. If you have plans to head to the hell is real out there on Saturday, FC Cincinnati hosting the neighbors to the north there. If you're heading to that match, don't cancel the plans. Can't rule out a lightning threat, but right now from what I'm seeing, and again, it's very early for this, most of the scattered storm activity looks to be late morning, early afternoon, and then a drying trend or at least less lightning threat the later we get in the day. Could that change? Yeah, certainly between now and then, but at least right now things are looking pretty promising for that as we work our way into the evening. Sunday, another round of storms rolls in, and that lingers into Monday, and then we start to dry back out by Monday afternoon, and then temperatures will start to go right back up. So enjoy at least the briefly cooler temperatures. We have 7 consecutive days here, today through Sunday, with a rain chance each day. Some of those days might be, completely dry for you. You might not see much rainfall other than maybe 2 of those days, right? That's just how it kind of works this time of the year. Much like the holiday, forecast, most of us were dry except for like the 2%. And of course, the 2% just happened to be downtown that saw the rain on Friday. So just be prepared for that. By the time it is all said and done, some areas could pick up several inches of rainfall. If you get rain, storm after storm each of these days, yes, the rain totals can definitely add up where you can see over 2 to 3 inches of rain. That could lead to a little bit of a localized flooding threat. Most of us, it's going to be about 1/4 to 1/2 inch of rainfall or less. Feast or famine, just depending on where these totals line up. But either way, a lot of rainfall, which is going to be beneficial. It'll keep you from having to go outside and water every night if you get some rainfall out there. So, and it'll keep the temperatures a little bit cooler. We don't have any 90s, but I'm not going to say it's cool by any means. It is a cold front, but I hate calling them that this time of the year because it really never gets you cold. At the best, our coolest temperatures are going to be, 84 degrees outside Thursday and Sunday. And it's still going to feel like the mid to upper 80s. So, don't expect any chilly temperatures anytime soon. We don't really have much relief through the overnight either. And here's the feels like temperatures. We don't have any actual 90s, but feels like wise, it could feel like the low to mid 90s working our way through much of this forecast. A few drier days, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, some of those days where we're going to dry out a little bit in the afternoon in some spots. Could certainly feel a little warmer than that. So here is the full 7-day forecast. I had the right one. It's a Monday, and I still did it. After a long holiday, I got the right 7-day up. I didn't do the morning version. Here is the evening version. Again, each and every one of these days, except for next Monday, there is a Reds game out there. So today, all the way through Sunday, 4-game series with the Marlins. Today, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Best day for that looks to be tomorrow. Just a slim chance for those storms early. Looks to be a drier afternoon. Of course, I say that, and the one storm that'll pop out there for Tuesday will be right over the stadium. So be prepared for that. Wednesday, Thursday, scattered storms return. Again, not a washout. You don't have to cancel the plans to go to any of those games if you do have tickets already. Just be aware that, we could run into some issues out there with Mother Nature. Friday, a slimmest of chances for storms outside. It looks to be our next driest day other than Tuesday, and that'll allow temperatures to rebound just a little bit into Friday. It'll make it feel a little warmer outside. And then Saturday, there will be some spotty storms. Now, these spotty storms are primarily, again, look to be early afternoon, and things start to wane a bit as we head into the evening. We have Hell is Real outside. Big rivalry match with Columbus there on Saturday. If you're headed to that game, again, no reason to cancel any of your plans or anything. I do think the lightning threat is going to go down a little bit as we head through the evening. That is me also wish casting. But it does look, at least right now, that can always change this far out. So we'll keep an eye on that for Saturday's forecast. Sunday, scattered storms return with another cold front that'll dive on through. As you can see, it's not going to cool us down, but it'll take a little bit of the humidity with it as we head through Monday of next week. So let's see. I just got a notification. It looks like we have lightning 44 miles away from this area, and that would be that lightning strike I showed you earlier. That was up in Clinton County. Let's head back to the radar because we do have at least a few showers starting to pop back up, and then I'll see if there's any questions. And then I will probably call it before 12:20 today. The reason being, it is Cincy Burger Week. Happy Burger Week, everybody. This is exactly what I don't need if I'm going to the gym this week. But, nobody needs it. But you want it, right? Cincy Burger Week this week, and if you're going to be out and about, they have all the specials, right, at a lot of the restaurants that are participating. $8 burgers out there. Great deals. Go support your local food establishments of choice and get out there and enjoy Burger Week. Nice week here for the burgers outside. Maybe in some of these days, not too bad if you could find, some shady spots out there to sit outside and eat. As you can see, it looks like the Wilmington radar, which was supposed to be up exactly 14 minutes ago, is still not there. So let me switch the radar here. And we'll put on the composite, which I hate to use, but, it works. There was a lightning strike just a few minutes ago with that cell just north of Wilmington. That's what popped up there for me. You might be hearing a few rumbles of thunder up that way. Up in Clinton County, this is the only rain and storm activity we have so far. Some of those showers and storms extending now through northern Brown County into northern Claremont County, just north of US 50 there. Ferristown, back in between Newtonsville, Fayetteville, and Stone Lick Township. A few downpours showing up there. That's it for now. Nothing strong, nothing severe out there, but we do have that threat by this afternoon for a few stronger storms outside. Again, marginal risk. It's not a zero threat, but it is a low-end threat. So just be prepared for that. Damaging wind would be our biggest issue outside. Let's see if anybody has commented on this. If not, it might be a real easy day. Let's see what we got going on. Nothing. Wow, everybody's quiet today. Everybody's still sleeping from the holiday weekend or what? Hopefully you guys got to get out there and enjoy some of the nice weather out there this weekend. I did too much work yesterday, and my back hurts. So I was doing a little weed eating yesterday against my better judgment. Yes. I did have a good weekend. Yeah, it was nice. It was warm outside, but, it was dry, so it was a good opportunity to get outside, get some of the stuff done. I had to swap out a floodlight. I had to do a little bit of everything outside. It was not a great day to be outside to do the work, but as long as you took plenty of breaks, it wasn't bad either because we were dodging most of the rain. Pretty good weekend for most everybody, so hopefully, like I said, you got to get out there and enjoy it a little bit. All right, what else we have? That's really all I have. I mean, I was just talking about some of the rain that's going to be pushing in later today. We'll go over that one more time just on timing, and then I am going to go try to find out who is open on a Monday for Cincy Burger Week, because I saw a lot of them that look good or all closed on Monday. Some Monday and Tuesday, that's the day off for the service industry folks out there. So I get it. Everybody's got to have a weekend, right? I'll find somebody that has a good burger today. Looking ahead, looking ahead here through the day today, those clouds will increase. Best chances for storms rolling in after about 3 to 4 o'clock. It'll last until about midnight. These storms are going to fuel on the daytime heating. So you can see as we reach our peak daytime heating, that's when the storms fire up with this front. Later tonight, as that sun sets just after 9 o'clock, you can see what happens to these storms. They'll be here through about 8 to 9, and then they fall apart. So anytime between about 3 o'clock and midnight is when we'll have the best chance for any kind of strong storms outside. Tomorrow, a foggy start to the day. Oh, where did that go? I had that in here earlier. Just one of those days, getting back into the swing of things after a holiday weekend, and I didn't even have the whole 3 days. I just had the 2. Let's see if this will load up right. Tomorrow morning, let's zoom ahead to 6 o'clock. 7 o'clock in the morning, somewhere in there. You can see this is the best area to see some fog potential tomorrow morning. Again, just depends on where you're at, the typical problem spots, Lunkin. But it's not just going to be contained, it looks like, to the river valleys tomorrow morning, so just be aware of that. Other areas, southeast Indiana, don't be surprised to see some slowdowns if you're heading in on 74. Don't be surprised if you're over here in Butler. It's not Butler, sorry. Claremont and Brown counties, down to a quarter-mile visibility in a few spots there. Going to be hit and miss. Not everybody. It's not going to be a widespread issue for the entire Ohio Valley, but some areas could see less than a quarter or an eighth of a mile of visibility tomorrow. So just be aware. Slowdowns are possible into Tuesday, and then otherwise, pretty nice day tomorrow. Back in the upper 80s. What else is happening? Lumineers, they're playing tomorrow over at Riverbend. Tomorrow evening looks pretty good for that. Hot. Be prepared for that. Hydrate. Hydrate. If you're heading out to that. Scattered storms Wednesday, Thursday. What else we got going on? A lot of Reds. Miami for 4 games. Colorado for 3 into the weekend. It would be really nice if the Reds could just take all 7 of those. That would be great. The odds of that are probably very, very low. But I'd settle for like 6. 6 of the 7, right? Being a homer. What else we got? FC Cincinnati, obviously, huge match outside this weekend. They are at the top of the Supporter Shield race. If you don't follow the old footy, the old soccer, what that means is they have the best record right now in all of Major League Soccer. So they're top of the table. So hopefully they can hold on to that. They'll need those 3 points with the neighbors to the north up there, the yellow teams. What is it with Cincinnati and yellow teams, right? I don't know. All right, as promised, it's Burger Week. I have no questions there. I have no comments over here, complaints or suggestions. Sam, hopefully you have a nice day. Everybody else watching, hopefully you have a great day. Let's pop the 7-day up. I'll give it a few more seconds here, and then, if you ever have any questions, you can always do this and follow me for things that don't matter. There's some weather. There's some good weather stuff in there, too, but, of course, I like to have a little bit of fun with it. There's a lot of memes, too, is what I'm saying. So a lot of jokes. I got jokes. Bad News Brad, you can follow me anywhere. Facebook, Twitter, which I will call it forever, even though it's got a different name now. That one is Brad with 3 A's, BRAAADWX for weather on the Twitter. And then if you want to follow more things, I don't know what I post. It's mostly my photography. There's some birds on there. Who knows? If I'm usually out and about and doing anything, like I was at soccer, watching some soccer this past Saturday. If you want to watch, follow some of that stuff, I have more of that on the Instagram. So a little variety pack of different options there for you to tune in. And then here comes the 7-day. Those are just the social media pages in which you can follow me on. If you're watching on Facebook, you are already probably following that. If not, you should do it. Because there is, when we do have the bad weather, it's a great thing to have, because you'll see those alerts push right there to the old Facebook page. Reds in town here, 7 consecutive days. That begins today and runs all the way through Sunday. The first 4 games will be today, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday with the Miami Marlins. Best days are going to be Tuesday and Friday. Friday they pick up another series with the Rockies of Colorado, coming in to experience the Rockies of the Ohio Valley, Cincinnati, and our 7 Hills. They're not 14ers, but we'll take it. More like 800ers. If you're going to be out there for that, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, temperatures, pretty mild out there. Just a chance for a few spotty storms into the first half of the weekend. Better chances on Sunday. Get out there, stay cool if you want to get out and about. Still plenty of dry time, but the storm threat again today. Ramp it up between 3 o'clock and midnight tonight. Enjoy your Monday, everybody. Enjoy Cincy Burger Week.